Hello everybody! Welcome to another video from Code Shots with Profanis. In this video, we will see how to install Tailwind CSS in an Angular application. We will explore the Tailwind configuration and examine some utility classes. This video won't drive you through the details of the Tailwind CSS. After all, this is impossible since this fantastic framework offers so many classes. So, let's get started. Firstly, it's important to understand what Tailwind CSS is. It's a framework that offers great utility classes. And let's do the following. In order to understand what utility classes are, say that we have two different boxes which serve a different purpose. One box will be for displaying error messages, and for this we will create a div. This is an error message. And also we want to create another div, and this will be, for example, a toaster message, an alert message. This is an alert message. Both of them, of course, in order to style them, we need to apply a class. For this, I will create the error box, and for this one, I will create the alert box. Let's go into the app component CSS and do the following. We have the error box and we need also to have the alert box. Both for error box and alert box, we want to apply a specific red color. So we will do color and I want to apply the red. And of course we want to do the following in the alert box as well. Let's go to the browser to see what we have. Nice. As we can see, we have this is an error message and this is an alert message with the color that we specified. Let's now apply also a font weight, and I want to have this like a bold, both for the error box and for the alert box. Both of them have the same color and the same font weight. This code, although it works great, it's not dry. We do repeat ourselves. Wouldn't it be better to create a reusable CSS class? Yeah, it would be much better. For this purpose, I will create a class with name textRed with this CSS rule, and also I will create a font bold class with this CSS rule. Say that these are the utility classes that we have just created. Let's now refactor the code by applying these rules. I will have them side by side. We no longer need to have the error box, and we need to apply here the text red. And also we need to apply the font bold. And the same we want to have for the alert box here. By using utility classes, you do not have to create specific class rules. And of course we have to delete this as well. Now let's go to the browser to see what we have. Nice. So this is in a nutshell the purpose of the utility classes. Of course, this is just the tip of the iceberg. We can create many different classes for different purposes, but we won't create these classes manually. Tailwind CSS will do the dirty job for us. So let's install the framework by typing npm i Tailwind CSS with a development flag. As said, Tailwind CSS has many utility classes for color, spacing, breakpoints, and many more. But these classes are based on the built-in design system, the built-in of the Tailwind design system. So wouldn't it be better to apply our rules based on the design system that serves our business needs? Definitely yes. To do so, we need to apply our rules in a configuration file, and we will use the command npx Tailwind CSS init to create this configuration file for us. And this is the file. And what we can see here, it has the option purge, dark mode, theme, where we have the option to override or to extend. We have variants, where we have the option to override or to extend, and we also have the plugins. We will visit this file very soon. To finalize the installation, we have to import the styles in the styles.css file. We import the TailwindCSS base, components, and utilities. And that's it, we are done with the installation. And now we can see how to use the built-in classes. Let's close this and close also the configuration file and do the following. I will use here P7 and the same on the other box, P7. You know what? We no longer need to have here text red nor font bold. And we no longer need to have these rules here as well. So let's close this file. Now we know that we're going to apply a specific color in both elements, a specific red color. For this purpose, I will use the class textRed300 in both elements. So I will copy and paste this here. Later on, we will see the reason behind this 300. And also we know that we're going to apply a bold, right? So I will apply the font extra bold here and in the same div as well. Something very important for the VS Code users is the Tailwind CSS extension. This is it. We have to click the install button, and as soon as we've done this, we have this amazing IntelliSense offered by Tailwind. But wait, what P7 means? What about textRed300? What about font extra bold? Let's visit the official documentation page to learn more about these classes. In the official documentation, what we can do is use this search or just use the key binding Ctrl-K. And immediately I will search for padding. P7 is a utility class for controlling, as we can see here, an element's padding. 7 is equivalent to 28 pixels, and we apply this padding on all sides. How about the other classes? How about text red and font extra bold? Let's do the same. Ctrl-K and search for colors. And I will go to customizing colors, and what we can see is that we have here the gray colors, the red, yellow, green, blue, and some other colors here. For each color we have different variations, 50, 100, 200, up to 900. When we use the color red 300, this is the color that we're applying. And we might be wondering now, and where is the class, where is the rule, the text color rule? And I mean this one, text red 300. We have to follow our needs, which are, I want to apply a text color, right? Let's go to the documentation, Ctrl-K, and search for text color. And what we can see, if I scroll down, we have many different classes, and this is the class that we use, textRed300, and applies this rule, color with this RGB alpha color. And the same goes for the other one, which is the font extra bold. Again, based on our business needs, we want to apply here a font weight. Let's go to documentation and search for font weight. Nice. And we have font thin, font extra light, font extra bold. And this is the rule that applies, font weight 800. The built-in classes, the built-in rules might be okay for our business needs, but they might not. We can customize these styles by following the rules of the design system that meets our business case. we have the option to extend or override. And for this purpose, we have to use the configuration file. As said, we have the option to override here or to extend. How can we move on? In most of cases, we will have a design system from a designer. And this is the design system that we will follow for this video. We will apply the font weights and we will apply also this kind of colors. The designer followed some best practices and decided to give specific names. For example, we have here R with this hex value or RGB value. We have the name berry, we have the name lavender, clean, cloth, cloud, and lemon. These are the colors that the designer decided to apply. And we have to follow these. It's a good idea to follow this kind of rules. First, let's extend the theme. I will copy this R. I will go to the Tailwind configuration file and the extend. And the question here is, what do we want to extend? The colors. So we type colors, an object here R, and the value of the R will be this hex. Let's go back and apply it here. We can immediately start using this. If we go to the app component HTML, we can replace text red 300 with text R. Let's go to the browser to see what we have. Nice. We have the color based on our design system rule. And of course, we can apply all the colors based on this design system. So let's do this. Something very interesting from Tailwind CSS is the way that we apply the different variations of, for example, this kind of shades. We have shade 1, shade 2, shade 3, up to shade 6. We can create in the colors the name shade, and in an object we can be like, I want the number 1 to have this value. And the same for the other shades. To use these variations, we can go to the app component HTML and, for example, instead of text R, I'm going to have the text shade 1 or 2, 3 or any other value. Let's go to the browser to see what we have. And this is the new color that we applied. Awesome, very good one. And of course, we can extend the theme not only for colors, but also, for example, for font weight. Let's go to our design system. And as we can see, the designer decided for the font weight to have the name light with value 300, regular 400, medium 500, semi-bold 600, and bold 700. Let's go to the VS Code, add the comma here, and we're going to extend the font weight. The light, I'm going to have the value 300. The regular 400, and the same for the other rules. Since we extended the font weights, of course we can use them. I'm going to use the font extra bold, but I will use the font light. So how the font light or the font regular, and we can see that this will apply the value 400. Let's go to the browser. Let's inspect this, and we can see that the font regular has the value 400. Nice. This is how we extend the theme. You might be wondering now, is it okay to extend the theme or do I have to override it? And the answer is that it depends. So it's not a good idea to mix the built-in design system with our design system. Before we move these configuration rules, let's have a look on the bundle size. The style CSS file is 3.88 mega, which is a very big file, but this is not a problem for Tailwind CSS. Later on we will see how to purge the files, how to apply actually the tree shaking algorithm in the styles, and in this bundle size we have the built-in rules along with our colors and our font weights. And as said, with Tailwind we have many utility classes for colors, spacing, including the margin on all sides, padding on all sides, breakpoints, and many more. And that's why we have that huge bundle size for styles. Let's move the colors and font weight from the extent and move them into the theme. Let's save, and let's now compare this one, 3.88, with a new bundle size. And we can see the difference that the styles.css file is 1.89 mega. And the reason is that we have less colors, less font weights. Now we didn't extend the theme, but we overrided the colors and the font weight. If we go to the app component HTML, we use the text shade here and the font regular, and we also have the text red 300. This is the utility class based on the built-in design system. If we go to the browser, we will see that we no longer see here the red color. In return, we can use our color, text coral. Nice. So this is how we override the theme. Before we wrap up, we have also to see how to use the tree shaking algorithm in order to have a small bundle size, which is very important for the production. The Tailwind configuration has here the option purge. In the purge, we have to define a path where we might have used some rules. And the idea is going to this path, into source, any directory, any file on the HTML or TS for inline templates. And if you see that we have this rule, the text shade one, do not remove this. But if I do not use the air, berry, lavender, clean, and other colors, remove them. This is how the purge works. And based on the Tailwind CSS, the purge applies whenever we have the environmental variable node_env having the value production. Let's kill the serve here and do the following. I will type node_env equals to production and then ngserve. Let's see the bundle size, and we can see that now it is 10K, 10.16K, much better. And we have, of course, less utility classes. If you are not happy with this environmental variable, or you have, apart from production, you have UAT, CAT, any other environment, and you want to purge the rules on other environments as well, what we can do is the following. Instead of using the purge with the array, we can have an object, and in the object we'll have the property enabled. By typing true means that every time, regardless of an environmental variable, I want to purge the CSS rules, to apply the tree shaking algorithm. Where do you want to apply this? We have to provide the content. It's not a good idea to have the enable true by default during the development, so we have to replace this one with the process .env.node_env. This is the environmental variable equals to production. And if you want to combine more than one options here, what we can do is simple apply this in an array, production UAT, CAT, or any other environment you might have in your application includes this one. So now, if we run the server with node-env equals production or UAT, we will apply the tree shaking algorithm and we will be ready for production. Let's see the bundle size. Nice, it works perfect. Let's go to the browser to see what we have. And both this one and this color works perfect. And this is how we install the Tailwind CSS in an Angular application. Thanks for watching.